Gypsy Rose Blanchard was released from prison in December of 2023, and her case has been one of the most famous pop culture criminal cases in recent history. But who is she, and what did she do to become incarcerated in the first place? Well, Gypsy Rose Blanchard was in prison for 8 years for the murder of her mother. But this wasn't the first time Gypsy Rose was imprisoned. Gypsy Rose was also a prisoner at home with her mother throughout her childhood. Her mother, Dee Dee Blanchard, had a mental disorder called Munchausen syndrome by proxy. This is considered both a mental illness and a form of child abuse, where the parent either makes up symptoms or causes real symptoms to make their child look ill. It began when Gypsy Rose was just a baby, when her mother misdiagnosed her with sleep apnea. Later on in life, her mother would take on the role as her caregiver, saying that her daughter had leukemia, muscular dystrophy, in addition to seizures, asthma, and having hearing and visual disabilities. Well, you might be wondering, why did nobody help them? Unfortunately, nobody knew what was going on since they were estranged from Gypsy Rose's father and other family members. So Dee Dee continued to abuse Gypsy Rose, requesting a wheelchair and a feeding tube for her daughter. Due to heavy medications, her teeth rotted to the point that they needed to be removed. Dee Dee even shaved off Gypsy Rose's hair to make her condition more believable. Dee Dee also used her daughter's fake illness to gain more than just sympathy, but also financial assistance. Charities built them a home and even provided them numerous trips to concerts and Disney World. Her mother continued to lie about Gypsy Rose's disabilities and her age, claiming that she had the mental age of a 7-year-old when she was a teenager. Dee Dee had some nurse training, so she was able to accurately describe symptoms and sometimes gave Gypsy Rose medication to mimic certain conditions.
What illnesses did your mom say that you had?
Asthma, epilepsy, hearing impaired, vision impaired, fed with a feeding tube, paralyzed from the waist down.
He even mismarked dates on Gypsy Rose's birth certificate to make her age more believable. The first thing that came to mind when hearing about this case is, why did the doctors go along with Dee Dee's lies? Turns out Gypsy Rose was not allowed to speak to the doctor about her condition. And although medical tests would often show inconclusive or contradictory results regarding Gypsy Rose's diagnosis, Dee Dee would just stop seeing any doctors who questioned her daughter's illness. After decades of abuse, in 2015, when she was 23 years old, Gypsy Rose met Nicholas Godejohn on a Christian dating site. After revealing the abuse that she went through, they created a plan to escape from Dee Dee. This plan would change Gypsy Rose's life forever. In 2015, Nicholas unalived Dee Dee while Gypsy Rose hid in the bathroom. The two ran away to celebrate her freedom in Wisconsin, where the police will later find them. After confessing that she convinced Nicholas to get rid of her mother, Gypsy Rose pleaded guilty to the charges. She was then sentenced to 10 years of prison, even after her attorney revealed the decades of abuse that she endured. Nicholas, on the other hand, was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. When she first arrived in Greene County Jail, she was sent to the infirmary to determine what treatments she needed for her epilepsy and other illnesses, but the doctor gave her a clean bill of health. Although she would have to spend several years in prison, for the first time in her life, Gypsy Rose was given an honest medical report. In June 2022, while still in prison, Gypsy Rose married a school teacher named Ryan Anderson, who she met while she was a part of a pen pal program. They connected in 2020 after Ryan penned a letter to Gypsy Rose. Gypsy Rose said that she had received hundreds of letters from supporters. A lot of it was male attention. But I saw his envelope, and I saw he was from Louisiana, and I was pretty much born and raised in Louisiana, so I thought, hey, I probably know where this guy grew up. The two have been married ever since and were reunited on December 28, 2023, when Gypsy Rose was released after serving 85% of her prison sentence. In an exclusive interview with People, Blanchard spoke about her release and insisted that she was ready for freedom. Since then, she's become an overnight star on TikTok and Instagram with almost 10 million followers. Although this wasn't the first time her story gained popularity, Gypsy Rose's story caught public's attention after the release of HBO's true crime documentary Mommy, Dead, and Dearest in 2017, and in 2019, Hulu released a dramatized miniseries of the Blanchards called The Act. Upon her release from prison, Gypsy Rose used her social media accounts to promote her highly anticipated 6-hour special, The Prison Confessions of Gypsy Rose Blanchard, which premiered on Lifetime on January 5th of this year. The docuseries was filmed while Gypsy Rose was still in prison, and her social media accounts were created 3 months before her release in order to begin promotion. In a sit-down interview, she says, "I see myself today as someone trying to come out of prison and start her new life. I'm just trying to remake myself, reinvent myself into something that my family can be proud of, that her husband can be proud of." Gypsy Rose has also given her fans an inside look into her love life and her marriage with her husband. Although she is free to begin a new life of freedom in many ways, when asked about what she did to her mother, she says, "I regret it every single day." She goes on to say, "My mission now is to take what I've done and what my mom did and make it worth something." Gypsy Rose now hopes to use her platform for positive change to help other people who have been victimized by Munchausen syndrome by proxy. On TikTok, she has already raised awareness on the condition and has received a lot of positive engagement. Considering the popularity this case has already gained, I'm sure this isn't the last time we'll hear about Gypsy Rose Blanchard. If you enjoyed the video, please feel free to like and subscribe. It would really help out the channel. And until next time, thanks for watching.